All right, so get this. Holograms. Like, not just the kind you see in sci-fi movies, but actual, real holograms. Zuckerberg is talking about a world where this is part of everyday life. We're deep diving into that, into his whole vision for augmented reality, how it changes how we connect, even basic emotions. It's wild, but let's break it down.
Yeah, and he actually shows off these prototype AR glasses. What gets me is how he keeps saying presence. Like, that's the big thing, right? Not just video calls, but actually feeling like you're with someone remotely, bridging that gap.
It's almost like he's trying to, fix this fundamental human thing, wanting to be close to people, but instead of a phone call,
Yeah.
you put on these glasses, suddenly you could, I don't know, hug someone who's miles away.
Yeah, yeah. He even says, like, he wishes he could hug his mom more, which I think we can all relate to on some level, right? But then he's like, hold on, the tech isn't quite there. How do you make it feel real? Touch, the full experience. It's complicated.
And that's where it goes from ooh, cool gadgets to something much deeper. They showed this ping pong demo where the virtual paddle, it actually shatters when you hit it.
Oh.
But even if it looks real, feeling a hug from your mom through tech, that's different.
Oh, totally. Like touch, what they call haptic feedback. That means tricking your brain into feeling something that isn't actually there. Every little bit of pressure, temperature, texture, and programming, all that. It's insane.
So we're getting closer to this sci-fi future, but big questions remain. Like for you, if you had this tech tomorrow, what distance would you want to bridge? Who would you want to feel truly present with? It makes you think about relationships, communities, the whole thing changes. And it's not even just like the presence thing. Zuckerberg's also big on AI, right? Artificial intelligence changing everything. It gives those examples, real-time translation, we kind of have that, but then it gets deeper. AI that helps you, I don't know, express your emotions better. Like it's coaching you to have deeper conversations. Kind of wild.
Yeah, and he's actually pretty aware of the downsides, which I appreciate. Like, on the one hand, yeah, smooth out those frustrations, miscommunication, gone. But he wonders, what about where struggling is the point? Learning a language, dealing with tough emotions, that shapes us.
Totally. Yeah, a calculator is convenient, but rely on it too much, you forget how to do the math yourself.
Exactly. So he's wrestling with this. How do we use these tools to actually become more capable, not dependent? That line between easy and, like, fundamentally human, that's the question.
Makes you think, right? As AI gets into everything, just your average day, what would you gladly hand off to an AI assistant? But what do you want to keep doing yourself, even if it's harder? It's an interesting thing to consider.
And this kind of links to another thing he brings up, social connection. It's weird, right? We've got all these ways to connect online, but friendships are down. 3 times as many Americans saying they have no close friends now compared to years ago. Kind of a head scratcher.
You'd think with all this tech, we'd be, like, the most connected generation ever, but...
It's more complicated, right? Zuckerberg's view is it's not about replacing real-life connection. It's about those places where it's already missing, filling those gaps. Like, people want more connection than they have. Tech can maybe bridge that. I don't know. It's messy.
But even if it's bridging, isn't there a point where, like, all this AI-generated content, the super personalized stuff, doesn't that create its own problems? Our feeds are already kind of like that, but imagine, like, AI influencers everywhere, perfectly tailored to you. Where's the real even begin?
Oh, right. That's the freaky part. Imagine, like, you're interacting with, I don't know, some AI version of your favorite celebrity, or your whole feed is exactly what you think you want to see, even if it's not even real.
It's kind of creepy when you really think about it. I mean, yeah, AI personalizing your online experience, that's cool, maybe. But are you actually connecting or just being played by some really good algorithm? That's a whole other level.
And if it gets that good, AI crafting your perfect online world, do you even want to deal with real people then? You know, messy, unpredictable. Maybe the AI is just easier to think about.
Huge questions. And it leads into this other thing, open source AI, which is like, I don't know, opening Pandora's box. Exciting and terrifying at the same time, you know what I mean?
So open source AI, it sounds kind of techie, but imagine like the instructions for AI, the actual code just out there. Anyone can use it, change it, build on it. Like open source software, but for making AI. Kind of a big deal. Yeah, and the reactions are all over the place, right? Huge potential, but also, whoa, hold on a second. Zuckerberg, though, he's all in. He seems to really believe this open approach could actually make AI safer.
Because?
Well, more eyes on the code, right? More people looking for problems, fixing them. The thinking is you catch those issues faster before they blow up.
Makes sense. Kind of like, what's that saying? Many hands make light work, Or is it eyes?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, the more the merrier when it comes to spotting problems. But then there's the flip side. You're basically saying, hey, anyone want the keys to the AI kingdom? Come on in.
Yeah.
That's a little more
Risky.
just a tad.
Right.
Like, what if someone uses it for, bad stuff? Fake news that's impossible to spot, hacking on a whole other level even. Like AI weapons, it gets kind of sci-fi scary fast.
No kidding. So it's a gamble, a huge one, and Zuckerberg, he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Right.
Meta's pouring billions into AI. They're betting big on this stuff, just getting more and more powerful.
Which leads to the big question, right? Will it? Can AI just keep getting smarter at this rate? Or is there going to be a point where it hits a wall? Maybe we need some whole new breakthroughs to keep it going.
It's like we're standing on the edge of, I don't know, this unknown world. And Zuckerberg even says this whole wave of change, it's probably going to be a 20-year thing, at least. So this isn't just next year. This is our lives changing.
No doubt about it. And we started with virtual hugs, then it's AI emotions, now open source. It all comes back to this. How do we actually steer this stuff so it's good for us, for humans,
Yeah, we've covered a lot in this deep dive, that's for sure. And it's bigger than just cool tech now. It's how we connect, how we work, maybe even what it means to be human when machines are getting this smart. It's exciting, it's a little scary, makes you think. So what about you listening? What's got you fired up? What's got you worried? This future Zuckerberg's talking about, it's not set in stone. We're all part of figuring it out. So keep thinking, keep talking, because this conversation, it's just getting started.